No, if you puke on camera, it makes for good TV. Oh,
well,
sorry.
Yeah.
All right, now we're all being quiet
We
because
just
we don't want Tom to puke, right? All right. So are you gonna be okay? Do we have you hooked in here?
Oh, I'm totally fine.
All right. Let's get through the introductions. Hey everybody, welcome to the Crow's Nest. It's Tuesday. It's 5:00 Central Time. We're on the Reaper Twitch channel, and today we have the great, the legendary sculptor Tom Mason on with us.
Illustrious Tom Mason.
I usually
Tom
just
Mason.
say sculptor extraordinaire.
Sculptor extraordinaire. Yeah.
I already used that for someone else.
Oh, okay.
Tom reworked his entire schedule for us today to join us.
He did.
He got to his job early. He worked early. Got started at 4 a.m. to bust through. I don't know what he was doing, but to make it for the show today. So thanks. And we've got.
And he's on Indiana time, so it's like 2:00 in the morning in Indiana.
Is Indiana on its own time zone? I'm not aware of any.
No. Historically, we didn't respect daylight savings, and it was kind of wacky.
They were time protesters, in a matter of fact. They decided county by county at one point.
Yeah.
Oh.
I miss those days.
I imagine.
I work a lot in Arizona, and they kind of do the same kind of cowboy thing as well. So, but we have.
Gene says you're the nicest guy on the planet.
Oh, wow.
Just
that's coming from Gene.
I could say that. Yeah, I would say that about Gene.
Wow.
Yeah. I would say if Gene's passing on that title to you, then that really means a lot because that's coming from Gene.
I wonder what Gene was planning.
Yeah. He was the first miniature sculptor I ever met.
Was he? Where'd you meet him?
Yep. I met him at the first Gen Con Indy at the Sculptors Meetup that Sandra Garrity used to host with Reaper.
Remember that?
Yeah, I sat down, happened to sit right next to Bobby Jackson and Gene and I got to talking and showed me some stuff he had been doing for a little longer than I have. No,
Bobby ignored you. He was all snooty. He kept his nose up. No. Bobby's a little.
I wish I could remember exactly what he said though. He actually did. I was showing him one of my. It wasn't a commission piece or anything. It was just a character I was trying to bulk up, and I don't remember if he asked to see it or if I probably shoved it in his face, and he kind of held up. Was like, oh yeah. It's kind of interesting to see how everybody approaches it. And I was like, I wasn't sure if he thought I was doing it right or if he was like, interesting, kind of, this guy doesn't know what he's doing.
Jackson snubbed you. He snubbed you, didn't he?
Yeah. Well, Daniel was there. He didn't want to be too enthusiastic in front of his son. So.
That's right. He was at those early ones.
Well, you are a full-time sculptor, but you also have quote unquote a 9-to-5 real job still. Is that correct?
Yeah. Yep.
What got you into sculpting, and is there a goal down the road to let go of the 9-to-5 stuff and go full time, or you like to keep that balance?
Well, what got me into it was I collected miniatures, painted them, played Warhammer, 40K. That's really BattleTech, all that kind of early stuff. Very excited. Still like to collect it and play it, but I was collecting a dwarf army at the time, and I wanted to make my own hero. So I had no idea what was used to make miniatures. I knew about Super Sculpey. I had sculpted with that before, so I grabbed a block of that, started cutting it up, and I knew corks were involved, and so I started to try and build this little Super Sculpey dwarf just on a piece of cork, no armature. I was just building up blobs of clay. And it was very off in proportion and size. I couldn't get it small enough, and even though I'm like working on it, you think it's the right size, I didn't reference enough. So I ended up trashing it out. I kind of wish I had kept it, but I have no idea what happened to it. So that's what got me into it. Was just that desire to not just paint or convert my miniatures. I wanted to make my own designs.
Cool. And so how long from the first blobby sculpt until you were feeling, and you wanted to approach companies to actually do commissions?
I think that would have been in 2001. And then 2003 was my senior year in college, and I found the One List sculpting group. By that time, I had already I had a friend who ran a game store that knew a lot of what went into making the miniatures, and he gave me some green stuff, and so I started playing with that during the summer. And then when school started back up, I just kept working on it, and I got really lucky and found a guy that was looking for somebody to work, and I presented well, I guess. At least seemed very professional, and he gave me a chance. So that was Troy Megley from Fantasy West. So it was pretty fast. I had only sculpted one, two. I think I had only finished 2, maybe 3 miniatures on my own. I had sculpted lots of other things, but actual miniatures and in green stuff, I'd only done like 2 or 3. Actually, I can check for sure. Let's see. Because I have a list of every sculpture I ever did and when I did it. I did 2.
Really?
I did a little goblin. Yep, I did a little goblin guy and then a little dwarf. That was in July and October of 2002. And then I did the Fantasy West sometime in 2003. And then I basically did commissions ever since.
Wow. You were able to pull that up really, really quickly.
I had it ready.
So organization is a strong suit for you.
Yes.
Yeah, cool.
It gets in the way of the art sometimes, but it makes other things easy.
Right. Maybe rattle off a few of the companies you've done work for, so people that may not just know you for Reaper know what else you've done.
Okay. So, I did that one piece for Fantasy West, but then my next customer that got me going was a small company called FG Minis, which is actually owned by a guy named Mark Krakow. He was really great. Who else? Magnificent Egos, if anybody remembers those from back in the day.
We were just talking about it yesterday, as a matter of fact. Mag Egos,
Good old Chris Clark. That was a fun time. That was a real fun time.
Well, old Chris Clark, yeah.
Oh yeah, I guess he's old now. We're all older now. It's been like 20 years. We're just about. So Magnets and Egos, WizKids, DGS Games, obviously Merck's Miniatures, MegaCon Games, and a whole smattering of smaller companies that it's hard for me to remember all of them.
Come and gone.
Yeah, those are the big ones.
Cool.
Yeah, a lot of individuals and whatnot.
It's pretty good work history.
Yeah.
Oh, so I am. This is from. She's part of the RVE Reaper's Virtual Con that starts up on Friday. I believe Chris Lewis sculpted this one. It was either Chris or Bobby. I think it might have been Bobby. Did you do this or Chris do this?
I think Bobby sculpted that one. I think.
Okay, maybe Bobby did. I got a little. I
really like that one. Yeah.
I do too. It's really cool. It's got a nice. He's got the little keyboard. Got the glasses.
Mm-hmm.
Gene says Bobby did it. It's super awesome. It's super awesome. I wanted to show off something that I kind of showed last week on the show. Speaking of Gene, this is the Cyber Chick 70 millimeter metal figure, not bones or anything, guys. Metal figure. Yep. So if you got, I don't know what bundle it was, but it's a really cool figure. It was a lot of fun. I kind of did a quick paint job on it, but I made the little scene below. What she comes with is her, of course. She comes with the little thing that she's standing on, and she has a different base that she goes with. But I kind of discarded that and made my own little scene with her. So it's a fun little piece. If you get a chance to. This is a great opportunity if you haven't done any larger scale pieces, if you've just traditionally done the 30 millimeter Reaper pieces, to jump up to a 70. It's a good opportunity if you bought that kit. So, yeah.
It'll be interesting to see Kathy Wapples painting that over on More Than Dice. So tune into that maybe when you're not watching this. Don't go tune in now, but
don't leave
it'll be
now.
Interesting to see what she comes up with. Yeah, that
What are you doing
terrible.
trying to divert people away from our show? I mean, you should be focused on our show now,
trying to
not
point
promoting
out
other
the
people's shows
popularity
while we're doing
of
our
this
show.
wonderful piece by Gene, who's supposedly a friend of yours, and you're just pushing him off in the corner.
No, I'm not pushing him off. I'm trying to make sure we have people on for Tom. I mean, we gave Gene a lot of time. Let's give Tom some time.
That's true. Well, Tom said his piece already.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I don't have much else to say now.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Tom, did you take any other? Had you had an interest in art before you got into wargaming?
Yeah, I grew up loving comic books, reading them, drawing them, just drawing anything. It was always drawing, and then I discovered miniatures when I was about 12 or 13, and then still drawing, but lots of gaming, lots of playing. Yeah, I always knew I was going to be an artist when I grew up. It's my passion.
Yeah, I think a couple times ago when I saw you, you had one of those little cool pocket notebooks, right?
Yeah.
You were doing your sketches in. Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought that was one of the neatest things I've seen.
Can I do a plug for?
You certainly may.
I
told you could plug anything, as long as it's legal.
Yeah.
In all 50 states.
This is the Sketch Wallet. This is one of my favorite artsy utilitarian products I've ever had in my life. It's they come in 3 sizes, medium. And it's basically big enough to. I just started this one, so it only has one drawing in the front, but you got this little sketchbook that you always have on you. The standard size has kind of a typical small skin type of sketchbook to it, but it's great. I love having a sketchbook with me all the time.
So I'm asking for a friend. Do you carry your credit cards in there too, then, or just the sketchy stuff?
Well, fun fact, I do, but one of the reasons I have the medium one and not the tall one, the regular size, because it's about this tall, is it sticks out of your pocket. Much easier to nick.
Right,
so
right.
I got the shorter one, so it sticks down in there better.
Yeah. I was curious about that when I saw it before, but you never caught me.
Yeah.
What's going on with the art behind you, Tom? Yeah, I've got a couple people asking about art.
Yeah. So these are Warlands posters from one of my favorite comic series. Well, I'm not going to defend it as being some great work of art, but it inspires me and I like it. So that is 2 posters. I have another one over there, and this is one of the pages from issue 5.
And who's the artist on Warlands?
Which is blown out. That was Pat Lee.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's good looking stuff.
Yeah, it's kind of their take on Record of Lodoss War, which was one of the first fantasy animes I had ever seen, and it just really drove me for a long time in the kind of art and figures I wanted to do. So yeah.
Are you big into watching? Are you big into watching anime also, since you mentioned that, or are you just more into reading the manga, or what do you prefer?
I used to be a lot more, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm more into anime than manga. I don't watch as much nowadays, but I still have a pretty good collection of the ones that I really liked growing up. Every now and then my kids will show me one. I'm like, oh, this is cool.
Have you watched One Punch Man yet?
No, I haven't. My son is watching it right now. I've caught a little bit of it. It looks like a riot.
It's a riot. Make sure you watch it. There's the one on Netflix and there's the one on Cartoon Network. Get the one that is dubbed in English. The voices they use are really funny. And it's really well. They translated it well, or they just put their own spin on it and rewrote it. Because I tried reading the dubbed one and I'm like, this isn't as good. And the first season is killer. Second season's good, but the first season's a lot of fun. So if you're into that. So.
Well, as we know, Bobby Jackson is a very patient man. Mm-hmm. And he keeps wondering about Dragon Rampant. I think this is the 15th or 16th time he's mentioned it in chat.
Mm-hmm.
I need to have a rematch because he slaughtered me last time we played. Was it? I think it was at Historicon that we actually got to play, not Adepticon.
So that's why you wanted to talk
well
about it, was because he slaughtered you. That's why you wanted to bring it up. What is it?
Oh, it's a one of these Blue Book Osprey games, done by Daniel Mercy, I think is his name. And it's kind of just a real stripped down, simple version of Warhammer. It kind of you get kind of that same feeling of those early Warhammer big battle games, but without all the worrying about wheeling and just how finicky it could get. You just throw your models down and you can play with anything. You can custom make whatever types of units you want to play with. It's a lot of fun. It just really gets you into it.
Did you use any meadow green on your bases?
Do I use any meadow green? No. I actually am a strict. I paint with I paint black rim or a kind of a dark reddish brown on my rims. I don't like the big bright green. I used to back in the day. I don't like it. Don't like it now.
So you're not a dipper. You don't dip anything, because that's the other thing.
I have been dipping.
You're not.
I have been dipping. Whoops. Let me grab this.
You have been dipping?
Oh, see, you shouldn't have said that. You should have said no.
But only
because
this.
Now we can't have you back
only
on the
this.
show. This is why we haven't had Bobby back on, because of the whole dipping thing.
Yeah, because his Minwax dipping thing.
I'm dipping my Hero Quest. I only dip board game miniatures where I want to paint it, but I don't want to take a lot of time.
At least you have some limits.
Everything else I paint.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have limits.
Yeah.
Well,
but that's why I still only have my one Dragon Rampant army, too. So.
Well, that's good. You just finished a Goblin Kickstarter, didn't you? Not too long ago.
I did. The Goblin Menace. Yes. So I started the miniatures. I started a small set of them a few years ago, and I've been wanting to get back to make. I had always had these plans for just like a whole horde of them, and then last year, about halfway through, I finally got to a point where I could sit down and dedicate a lot of time, and I knocked them all out, and so created a whole set of 20 uniquely sculpted little goblins, plus their little boss, and then there was four stretch goals that we hit, so 25 in all.
Well, that's good. I mean, yeah, I've yet to try to run a Kickstarter. It's always been kind of intimidating to me.
And you actually ran the Kickstarter?
You set up. Yeah.
You actually ran the Kickstarter?
Yeah,
you didn't just sculpt for it. Wow. Mm-hmm. Congratulations. That is
right. No, yeah, this is for my own little line. Yeah, I've done it before. This was the biggest one I've ever done. It's always amazing how much more work it is to do than you think. Even when you've done it before, you're always finding, oh crap, I got to set this up now, and I got to put that post out, and I got to respond to this. So
and that Kickstarter's already closed, obviously.
I don't know how Bones Kickstarters do it. I mean, I know there's a lot more people, but it's like you look at it and there's just so much in it. Yeah, it's incredible. It's incredible what they're able to pull off.
Since you dropped that, I mean, you were definitely involved in this last Reaper Kickstarter. You sculpted up that really super cool dwarf. I'm gonna call it a dwarf playset because there were so many pieces to it, and the throne and the altar. Yeah. It is exceptional. It really is a nice piece. And I've kept calling dibs with Ron, but I still haven't seen it in the mail. So maybe Justin can figure that out for us because I liked your dwarves. I thought your dwarves were really nice. They're dwarves. Thanks. They're like what dwarves should be. You know, I don't care what Ron says. They're what dwarves need to be. Ron sometimes has a different viewpoint of dwarves. So, yeah.
But he told me he likes them, so we're good.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun doing that terrain. I'd never sculpted terrain or anything like that before. That was a nice challenge. Man, the tomb, I absolutely love doing the tomb because unless they changed it, it's supposed to be, the main sarcophagus, the lid, and then there's an insert where you can have the dead, desiccated corpse of the king you can pull it out so it's empty, or you can leave it in there and there's debris and his poor remains.
Or you could put jawbreakers in it. You could just put some jawbreakers in it for the game. Yeah. No, it really was a wonderful set of miniatures. I mean, it really, I liked all those, what do we call them? Encounter sets, I think we called them.
Yes, encounters. Yeah.
Yeah. But play sets is an apt term, definitely. I mean, that we were all thinking that. We were all thinking, Mark's play set when we were doing it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Gene says he can't wait to get those for sure. Gene is proving to be one of your biggest fans in chat.
Yeah. He proclaimed you the nicest person on earth. He loves all your sculpts. He ordered multiple sets of them.
It just proves Gene's the nicest person on earth.
Yeah.
That's what it is. Yeah.
Maybe Gene's got a little bit of a man crush on you too. I don't know.
Well,
we all do. Yeah.
He needs to have dwarven crews for those 19 pirate ships that he ordered.
Oh my gosh.
Did you order a pirate ship, Tom?
No, I did not.
Oh, way to put him on the spot.
I have the main pledge, and I think I got some add-ons.
Well, that's what I do. Is find reasons to embarrass people and throw them under the bus. It's kind of the gig.
How many did you order, Michael?
8. I ordered 8 of them.
Did you get 4 glow in the dark and 4 regular, or did you go heavier on the glow in the dark? No,
I think I split it, if I remember correctly. Now, whether I actually hit enter or not, I can't remember. But I did put 8 in the number of the order. I didn't ever see a credit card statement.
Gene says, ask Michelle how many you ordered.
0.
0 according to Michelle, huh? Okay.
Yeah, 0 according to Michelle. As far as Michelle knows, how about that?
You're having them all drop shipped to Denton, is what you're saying.
Yes. Yeah, though once they ever get here, those things will be really hard to hide if I try to go that route. So I don't know.
I think a lot of them are going to turn into chandeliers because I don't know if I even have the shelf space, but I could see it hanging from a ceiling.
Yeah.
Next to a Fiji mermaid and something else maybe would be good.
I'm waiting for the first person to get one, put it together, paint it. You can min-wax it up or whatever, and then put it and see if it floats. I want to see it float somewhere on a pond or a lake or something. Tie a string on it in case it doesn't.
Stick a motor in it and actually arm up those cannons then. I mean, that's a thing.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, we have little geese ponds. I could load it up and put a little motor and go shoot the geese on the pond because they go out there in the middle and make all kinds of noise. Geese are good eating.
Geese are good eating. I mean, I don't know about Colorado geese, but they're good up here.
We had a plethora of geese in downtown Denver, and they needed to get rid of them. So they did the culling and the purge of the geese, and then there was an outcry. So they cooked up the geese and fed them to the homeless people. That was their solution. This was the year before last or last year. I'm not sure. Gene knows about it.
Yeah, they don't. So. People don't like the goose crap on their lawns.
No,
because it's it's slicker than goose crap. I mean, when you walk around.
Hey, we have a guest on today.
We do.
Tom.
Who is it? Tom.
Oh yeah,
let's get back with Tom. So I didn't know this before we started, and I want to do a little plug here for Tom has a YouTube channel. So give us a little bit of a shout out for your YouTube channel and explain what's going on there, and so we can get some people paying attention to that.
So you can get there by going to youtube.com/Tom Mason Sculptor. That's my YouTube channel. The show that I do is I call it the Mini Sculpting Super Show, and I teach people how to sculpt miniatures. There's tons of videos on there. I think I just posted episode 50, official 50. There's a lot more videos than that, but since I kind of quantified it as an actual show, that's how many videos I've done. All traditional at the moment, even though I am doing quite a bit of digital sculpting these days. And there will be some digital someday, but for now, sticking with teaching traditional. It seems to be what most of my viewers are more hobbyists. There are people that do want to get into it, but there's just a wider range. I think it can help more people. More people. There's a lot fewer of us trying to do this for a living. A lot more people that just want to dabble and things like that. Plus, I want to
definitely
100% confident teaching.
Yeah, and if you're doing conversions or you're doing fancy base work, most people aren't going to do that digitally and then print it out and then exactly. use it. Most of the people are just going to directly sculpt it right on the piece they're working on. I know Michael does that quite a bit with green putty.
But I don't have the skills to go much further than some rocks or leaves or vines or maybe some hair, but that's where my skills limit. So I think I'm going to be tuning into your channel so I can pick up some other mad Masonic skills. So
I just did a video on sculpting fur, which I can't believe it's
cool.
Like I haven't touched on it before because that's such an obvious one. I need to get chainmail. I haven't done chainmail either. That's another one that everybody always wants to see. So that will most likely be coming out this year. I also have some interviews that I did over the years. I need to do more. I need to get Jason, Bobby, Gene.
You told me once that you were going to have me on, but that was like 5 years ago. So I just
what happened was
figured no way, you're just full of crap.
Well, YouTube ended up changing some stuff. I used to do it through Hangouts, and then that went away, and I never figured out how to record a call or whatever afterwards. So
no, they don't let me on YouTube under my real name anyway, so we'd have to work on that.
Tiki.
Oh, we got.
What do we call you? Tiki guy?
Something. We'll figure out something.
Okay.
Yeah. You have 2 new subscribers, as far as we know, in chat to your YouTube channel.
Awesome.
So,
thanks, guys.
There you go.
Hopefully
be expecting a kickback after you get your monetization check.
Exactly.
I'll send you your penny in the mail from the highly lucrative AdSense.
Hey, I'd take a penny. Any little bit helps, even a penny.
Hey, whatever you can send. Keep this show going.
Yeah.
So what's your favorite project? What project are you working on now? What do you got going?
So the next thing I have going is actually going to be an expansion to the Goblins. I don't want to say too much. Well, maybe I will. They're going to be Goblin Heroes. I'm going to do some Goblin Heroes. So that's what I'm working on right now. So very, very much in the same style as what we had before, but more specifically characters rather than kind of generic guys with, random sticks and stones and things like that.
Justin, do you have a couple of pictures of those goblins? Just so people know what we're talking about? Because they really do have a lot of character.
Let's see here.
So
that was a good transition, Jason.
Oh, the Apple
That was a
one?
really good transition, Jason.
If you have that one.
Yes, I do.
Got carrying a bunch of apples.
Thank you, Michael.
That's one of my favorite.
It fades in. Look at that fading in.
That's beautiful. Ooh, wow.
It's fading out too fast.
Fading back in. Where did it go? Oh my God!
What is that?
This is what happens when you leave.
That's a tease.
It is a tease. Here we go.
There we go.
All right.
Okay. And that's cool. The Apple Thief.
So that's the Goblin Apple Thief.
Let's shout out to who painted that.
The first stretch goal. That was Mike Cousins, or Epic Duck, as he's known online.
Oh, Epic Duck. Yeah.
Epic Duck. Okay. Mike Cousins. Yep. Yeah, I actually contracted him to. Well, he went ahead and just painted. I think 10 of them. So back when I first had the first set of 5, he was one of my first customers at Adepticon. Bought a set, and within an hour of buying it, he had painted one and posted it online. And I just loved the kind of different take. All the goblins that he did have these like different stripes or different color tone to them, and so I commissioned him to paint the whole entire set. And this is my favorite one he did. I want to eat those apples. They're so juicy looking.
Yeah, that's a good match. It's a good match with your sculpting style as well.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Did you do those
really
digitally or did you do those traditionally?
Yes. Yes. All well, okay, so the first 5 I sculpted traditionally. That was back where I had done some digital, but I wasn't quite there wanting to tackle a larger project yet. But the rest, the other 15 in the set of 20 were all digital. And then I did do the Goblin Baddie, which is the big nasty guy with the cape. He was traditional, but everything else is digital. So that's one of the traditional ones. You can probably tell if you really look at it, especially when they're this big. You can see it a little better.
Now, if I were to want to get some more of those, because of course I think I have a set, but if I were to want to get some more, where would I go?
You would go to thetommason.com. And I still have the pledge manager open. Yep, so you can get the same deal that was on Kickstarter. But I will be closing that probably by the end of the month.
So your Kickstarter is still open?
The pledge manager portion of it, but
okay.
and you can get that through the web store. So.
All right, fantastic, and it's thetommason.com.
Yep, super easy.
Anyone else, I would consider that to be pretentious when you say thetommason.com, but
right.
Damn it, you are one of the nicest guys I know, so I guess we'll just let that one slide.
Thanks.
Yeah. There's probably some confusion with another imposter Tom Mason out there.
Yeah.
So there are
and there's really
Tom Masons out there, actually.
Is there?
Yeah, there's
they're not all you?
Fairly well-known comic colorist. There's a lot of photographers. Yeah, a few others too.
See, I thought you were just busy.
No,
I thought you were just busy.
I do a lot of different things, but
I know it's like you're composing music one day, and the next day you're taking pictures of famous. Oh, look at that!
Yeah, those are fun. Those are some fun minis.
Those are very fun.
I really like that I was able to. One of my favorite things about the design is I try to keep them more cartoony, but that larger head and everything just really allows you to make the ridiculously large mouth and eyes, and you can just do a lot of fun expressions that you normally can, with a, growling warrior and things like that. There you go. I like that one.
Yeah, I like the eyes. They did a good job on the eyes. Yeah. Yeah.
Justin, do you have any of the little pig guys?
There.
Oh, I like this guy.
So these are all part of this last Kickstarter.
These are all part of that last Kickstarter. Okay. Yeah, so that was a funny story. So I did a set of, they're called squealers, which are RBJ Games goblins, pig goblins. So Bobby did a great set of pig works that I was dying for them to release for probably a couple of years. They kept showing little previews. They finally did it, and then they wanted to do goblins. And Ben and I had talked, one of the partners that owns RBJ, about doing a set of goblins for a long time, and it wasn't even determined that they'd be pig goblins at first. And I kept putting it off. He didn't need it right away, and I wasn't really doing my project yet. But then I finally, got around to doing my project, and that was the moment he needed his. So I'm like, okay, I gotta do mine, then I'll do yours. And it was just like a whirlwind the last 6 months of the year, because it was my project, RBJ's project, Reaper's another big project for Reaper. So I'm kind of been taking a break this month. That is one of Bobby's pig works.
Okay, all right.
So that's not mine. That's one of Bobby's.
Yeah, I think I did
You won't show it then.
I did like an ogre, I think, for that group, I believe.
Yes.
So Jason, which are of the pictures you sent me? Which are the pig goblins?
Is there a little pig goblin with a set of cats?
I don't think I sent one.
I sent him ones that Ben had sent me, but I sent him a flurry of stuff.
The cat herder, that one's great.
Yeah.
So fortunately, this is very similar color to my hand.
Oh, here they are. I got them. Hold on, give me.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Okay, great.
See, this is why Justin is just on the spot with this stuff. We tease him sometimes, but this is great
to do that.
You call it, and he shows it. You know, sometimes it fades out though, but that's only because of the presets. I'm told.
Well,
Okay.
and when in between his naps, when he's awake, he's spot on.
So looks like Kathy's in the chat. More Than Dice podcast. I just got a box of adorable Tom Mason Goblin minis. They're so cute.
Cool. Look at that.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. There's the.
Hey Kathy. Thanks for joining.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And what? Oh, she brought 20 people along with her.
Nice.
What's the sidekick critter?
That is a little frog on a rock.
Okay. That's what I thought. I'm having a little trouble seeing my monitor today. Very nice.
There's the whole
and there's the whole group.
Wow.
I like the shields.
So they're all supposed to be, they're supposed to be Halloween themed. Yeah, this is, you can't see from, I don't know if you'll be able to see it from these angles, but he's actually has an eye patch, or a big scar, on this eye, where the cat's, he got a little feisty, and he's got his little stool all chewed up from all the.
Yeah, we debated whether or not to call him
attempts at taming.
We were going to call him Ron Hawkins, cat herder. But I actually did the little cats for Ben that he's herding, or that are herding him, or whatever. Let's see. Gene asks, where can we get the piggies? I believe that was a Kickstarter from RBJ Games. I don't know if it's on their website yet as a sale item, but I'm sure it will be. It is? Okay.
I think it is. I'm pretty sure, yeah.
And I think that's RBJ got. Yeah.
And not to tease too much,
check out Bobby's Pigworks.
Yeah, and then we are efforting to get Rodman on here in the next few shows or more. It's mainly his schedule right now.
He's a tough one. He's slippery.
Yeah, we're trying to
sort of like a greased pig. Look at the little bone gnar.
Yep, that's a goblin bone chewer. That was a suggestion by one of my good friends, David Farr, up in New Hampshire. So in my little story lore that I came up with, I figure they don't have very good tools. So the goblins in my world, they're basically scavengers. They just find whatever they can, cobble stuff together, and so they're not really good with tools. So they figure, you get a bone, you need to make it into a sharp object or a club, and you just have to chew on it till it gets to where it needs to be.
Great expression. Fantastic expression.
Mm-hmm. Totally.
These seem like miniatures that you could sit down and paint fairly quickly if you really wanted to. Mm-hmm. And I don't mean that as any kind of a detraction, but if you're sitting around at a convention or had a group of people over and you were just looking to knock out some quick paint jobs, man, you could finish these up and get them out there, and they'd be ready to go.
I personally like to sculpt in that style. Like it can be very rewarding to put in tons of detail and everything, but I like the ability to be able to capture the essence of a figure and get a good, just kind of in and out, and with something like these goblins, especially when you might be painting 100, it's nice to maybe not have to worry about tons and tons of detail, but still, have a fun figure.
Well, sure, and they're small and they're cute, so you don't really, I mean, they really don't, you don't need it because they're all expression.
Yes, exactly.
I like that one too. That's sweet. The orange hair is cool. Yep.
Every time one comes up, I think, oh, I really love that one. Oh, I really love that one. I had so much fun doing these. They've just been back in my mind for so long.
Oh, that one's got a lot of personality.
Yeah, I got to start.
Do you use these? Do you use these for a warband for a game at all?
Not yet. I was planning on painting up a set to play in my dungeon crawls, Warm Request, and some similar games. But that one that was there before, that was the Goblin Princess. That was one of the stretch goals. That was an idea for my daughter. She was like, "Oh, dude, Goblin," she always wants me to make miniatures that she likes.
Sure.
And so I was telling her the story. I told you goblins steal stuff. They take what they want and repurpose it. And so so she was out and about and just grabbed it off of the clothesline at the castle and ran off. And my daughter was so mad. She's like, she was a born princess. She stole it. She would never steal that. She got so mad at me. So I had to change the story, at least for her.
Yeah. Well, could be her own story. I mean, you don't put a story with each one that we have to adhere to, do you? Because that would be
no.
That would be
I'm not
terrible.
Games Workshop.
Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say that.
Boom.
That'd be very.
There's the bus.
That'd be very.
There's the bus.
That'd be very
Yes.
restrictive. Yeah, let's
we get
run
kicked
over
off,
Games
though?
Workshop. Why not? Why not?
Yeah.
I still love it.
Wow.
But
Yeah, that's Tom's first turn driving the bus, and he just went big time.
He did. Yeah.
Who's the biggest
Yeah,
target I could hit? Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't be going to
they
to
won't
Nottingham
even
very.
notice me.
Yeah.
Yeah, they might now. I'll draw them to
Yeah,
your
maybe.
attention. No, I'll draw your attention to them. Whatever.
Yeah.
All the folks
Did you
I
hear
like
what-
aren't there anymore.
Did you hear what Tom Mason said?
I know, right? I'm typing the email right after the show. Wow. They just keep
Derek
coming.
says-
Those are great.
We need to get a 4-wheel drive bus to go over Games Workshop. Well, Derek, stay tuned.
Stay tuned. Oh my lord.
Stay
I wish we
tuned.
could. We won't
can't
tease
show
it anymore.
Can't
but
show
oh
it.
my
Can't
god.
even tease it.
I got a preview photo of it today and super duper excited. How about that? I shouldn't say anymore, but it's awesome.
No, that's fine. That's
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah. It's got a good vibe.
We're hoping
to
to
it.
have something to show sometime during Reaper Virtual Expo.
Yeah.
Oh, look at
So
that.
So while we're on that subject, again, Reaper Virtual Expo starts Friday and runs through Sunday. All kinds of great stuff on all kinds of classes taught by wonderful painters and what have you. Crow's Nest is going to be doing 2 shows. Friday afternoon is a sculpting panel.
Yep.
And then on Saturday, we'll be doing a painters panel. So check your.
And
local
you'll want
times
to
and everything.
tune into the sculpting panel. We're going to have 8 or 9 guests on the
Wow.
sculpting panel. So we're going to break it up in 2 segments. So there'll only be 4 or 5 at a time. I know 8 for sure. I'm waiting on number 9. So we'll see.
Do we want to drop any names right now?
No, I don't want to. Nope.
Okay.
Nope.
No.
Nope. Oh, wait, I did invite Tom and
Yeah.
some people in chat got invitations.
Oh.
But right now, the number 9 is still, that's a hard one to get sometimes. So we'll see if that's going to work.
Well, I'm going to drop all the names on the Saturday painting panel. We have Derek.
Yeah.
I've been dropping names the whole entire time.
I know.
I'm
Go
not a
ahead.
tease. Yeah. So Derek
No.
Schubert. Derek Schubert. That's would potentially just be enough. But then we also have
He's
Rhonda
all
Bender.
of them. Oh, you got
Yeah.
Rhonda too. And
I
Derek.
got Rhonda too. And Derek.
On one
and Jen
show,
Greenwald.
you have Rhonda and Jen Greenwald on one
and Jen
show.
Greenwald. And you're on too. You're on the show with me.
Well,
'Cause
I'm
it's
just a
Crow's Nest.
sidekick. Yeah, I'm just the enabler.
No, you're more than the sidekick. And then our last guest is slated to be Aaron Lovejoy. So we'll see if he remembers. I'll be reminding him. But yeah, those are our guests, and we're just gonna run through those guests for 2 hours. We're not gonna shuffle people off and shuffle new people in. That required too much effort on my part. So there's that. So do you know your time slot, Tom, or is that still to be figured out?
TBD.
Okay.
Still to be figured out.
So
It's like trying to arrange
So I
seating at a
blocked
wedding.
off the whole day again.
Yeah.
good,
Trying to
good.
arrange.
Now you all your YouTube videos currently are traditional sculpting, but you were probably doing most of your current commission sculpting digitally.
Yes, yeah, everything. All my commissions are digital. The last traditional figure I did was one of these guys that popped up a little bit ago for these goblins, but yeah, none for anybody else.
And
in traditional.
What was the driver for that? Just increased volume? That was where you saw everything going?
Yeah, well, I've been wanting to learn, and well, I've been doing it for almost 5 years now, sculpting digitally. But I was still going back and forth a little bit. But I've been pretty much full digital for the last close to 3 years. So the driver for that, for me, has been there's a lot of benefits. There's a lot of easier ways that you can approach sculpting, and you can do, it's easier to do different things. You can reuse parts, you can modify things easier, you can make changes easier. It's also what most companies who are looking for sculptors right now, they want digital, because they're either going to sell STLs, or they have a production workflow right now that works well with that. It just gives them more options. You're not going to lose the figure in the mail. There's just a lot.
It's much easier to work for overseas companies than it used to be.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. And for some of us, I just turned 40, and so not that my eyes are going too bad, but I did notice the last couple of years I was finding myself popping my glasses up and holding the figures really close to see. I'm very nearsighted. But yeah, I wasn't focusing as easily. So it's true, after a while, it's nice to have a bigger screen. Even though I always worked on a 13-inch, I never was one of these guys to get a giant monitor. My arm would just get tired moving over these giant monitors. I don't know how you guys do that. So I actually prefer the little screen. It's still plenty large, and then your arm doesn't have to move as much.
Well, I think if you had a big jumbotron mounted on the wall,
ooh,
then it instead becomes a real totally immersive interactive experience, kind of like a Wii.
Yeah,
you just get your reaching and jumping and
life-size 1-inch tall miniatures.
Yeah, why not? Why not?
You could host your own aerobics workout show.
The
Tom Mason workout hour. Yeah.
Yeah, we're already beating the capacity of the printers, so the printers have to catch up.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have your own printer at home, Tom, or do you just?
I have a printer, but not for. I have an FDM printer. I use to print terrain and widgets, not for actual miniatures. I've been looking at some resin printers, but I know a lot of people that have them, and so I can usually, lean on them for a favor or pay the money. But it would be nice to just pop it and do a test print.
That's what pays to be such a nice guy, right? Because people do you favors. People like me and Michael, we got to pay for every favor.
That bus driving comes back to haunt you if you're not careful.
That's a cute one.
It is. It's really cool. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's not inspired on anything. Yeah. We don't want to get in trouble with those guys. Yeah. Tom, don't drive the bus that direction, please.
Yeah. We're going to need a bigger bus.
They're a whole lot bigger.
Just change the picture.
Yeah. Wow.
No, 3D printing is amazing, though. It's incredible how I remember. I wish I could remember what the guy's website was. It was like, it might have just been 3D miniatures, and it would have been at least 10 years ago. There was somebody who made these Star Trek aliens. What I mean by that is they're humans with basically just an alien head, and they were 3D printed, and it was the first that I was aware of digital sculpts and 3D printed, and they were actually produced, and they were pretty good. But you could see striations. But I still thought it was pretty great, and that was the only one I saw for years. And then all of a sudden, we started to to dabble, and the technology just kept getting better and better. And now, you can, for not a lot of money, anybody can have one in their home.
Yeah.
It's plenty good enough for, making toys for yourself.
Very accessible technology at this point. And it's only getting better. I think the more plug and play the printers become, the more useful it's going to become.
Mm-hmm. That's part of the reason I've wanted one, but I've not been too gung-ho about jumping right on it, because I'm like, well, as soon as I buy it, they're going to come out with another one that's even better.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like buying a laptop back in the day. As soon as you buy one, there's some new thing that comes out, and you regret the purchase before it's even delivered.
Yeah.
I remember those days.
Yeah.
Well, I really enjoyed that. You've probably brought with you the most slides for us to show, the most graphics for us to show. That was really good. I mean, that
was after
really
we told him
that.
we couldn't really show everything that he wanted us to show. He kept sending stuff today.
Man,
I was like, oh my God.
Nasty.
We just asked for a couple. And
talking out of school. Listen to this. Man.
Yeah. I mean,
well, it was just Tom's play to get back.
Ones, I got them. Yeah, I got them right after I sent everything else. I was like, I gotta send these.
Yeah. Yeah, and then I had to turn around and fire them off. I'm very happy that Justin was able to load those into a queue for us. Thanks, Justin.
Justin.
That was very handy.
Everybody go check out Epic Duck.
Yeah.
His paint jobs.
Oh, Epic Duck, yeah. Mike Cousins? Mike.
Yep, Mike Cousins.
Yeah, Mike Cousins. Great paint jobs. And like I said, they fit those goblins just very, very well. That's a lot of fun in a little miniature. So I'm anxious to get some more of those. And you're going to do heroes next on the goblins. You were talking about before. Fantastic. And those will be a Kickstarter as well.
Yep, those will be a Kickstarter.
And who produces your stuff?
Oh, the fine folks at Fortress Figures.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
which is also known as.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say the more retail arm of Fortress Figures is RBJ.
Yes.
So we've mentioned them a couple
Jeff
times.
and Ben Rodman.
Yeah,
I've used them for my stuff ever since I started sculpting.
Yeah. I mean, you can think of the best sculptor and as skilled as they are, I believe Ben and Jeff are that skilled making molds and making miniatures to start with. They've done a lot for companies that you'll never see or never hear about it. They run a lot of masters for big places, and they do a lot of stuff for me, just personal favors in terms of miniatures. I wouldn't ask them for anything else, but they're great guys. Maybe it's something in Indiana. Maybe that's it. Maybe it's just Indiana guys.
It's Crossroads of America. It's where everything happens. Maybe not.
Well, help me try to get Ben on here at some point.
I will. I'll do it.
Tell him it didn't hurt. It didn't hurt that badly, and it's okay if he wants to come on. They run a Kickstarter. It seems like every month and a half or 2 months now. They've been running a small.
They do quite a few.
Yeah, nice. Just
it's
a nice compact
you can pick up a little. Yeah. It's never these giant ones. So you can get a little bit this time, a little bit the next time.
Super fast turnaround, great quality.
Yeah, probably the fastest. It's incredible.
Yeah,
they're great.
Yeah, I'm kind of hoping Michael and I are going to impose on them for a favor here pretty soon, or a couple of favors. We'll see how it works out.
Yeah, we're still working on some product-related stuff for the show related to the crow's nest and the bus and all that fun stuff. Hey, Justin, Bobby keeps hating on your music choices. And we are limited, Mr. Jackson, in the music that we can use due to copyrights and due to Twitch and due to all that stuff as well. So I think we're good. If I kind of like there's some kind of music in the background, but if those paying attention think it really is just a bad choice, let us know.
I think it's nice to have it behind us like this.
Yeah,
you know.
Yes.
I mean, sometimes Bobby's stuck in the pantry with just a jar of molasses and a pair of headphones, so I can see where this, this
true.
might be a
He
problem.
got locked away in the pantry.
Yeah, he did. Oh, one thing we didn't mention, Friday night is another episode of Reaper Errant with Frank. Frank's
Now,
been on watching us today.
Is
Nightheart
that Friday
Gaming.
or is that Saturday?
That's Friday. Frank's doing our thing on Friday after our sculpting panel. Then we're going into probably like a half-hour break or something like that. And then we're jumping into. Now I think there might be a twist to our game this time because we're D&D setting, fantasy setting. I don't know anything, but I think we might have some kind of twist to our adventure this time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I want to be sure Justin confirms that for us because I think I have a text that says something different, but it's okay.
Yeah, we're doing our thing Friday, or y'all's thing Friday.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So
it's 1 hour earlier.
Sculpting panel, and then 4 hours of D&D with Frank from Nightheart Gaming and Ann from Nightheart Gaming.
And it starts an hour earlier. Nightheart does our D&D thingy. Reaper Errant starts an hour earlier than normal. So normally it starts at 5 p.m. Central.
6
or 5 p.m. No, 6 p.m. Central. Now it's going to start at 5 p.m. Central. So for those that have gotten their full of funness at the Reaper Virtual Expo Con thingy-majigger that starts on Friday, and you just want to chill out and watch us badger and banter and make fun of each other, please tune in to. I'm really super stoked to see what Frank's new settings are. Tom, have you ever watched our Reaper Errant stuff?
I've seen some of them yet.
Frank has the best terrain stuff. You were mentioning how you like to print out terrain and everything. He sets the scene really well, which is a lot of fun. So
that's awesome.
Yeah,
makes a big difference.
Yeah, it does. It's a lot of fun. Yeah, maybe we can have a dwarf playset encounter here as soon as we can get that.
Ooh, that'd be fun.
Yeah, Justin, you get Ron to send that set over to Frank, so we can encounter some dwarves in the mountains.
For this con?
No, go forward.
Future.
I was about to say. I don't feel like that fits with what's happening Friday, but I mean, I'm sure we can make it work.
No, I mean, no. We could put some laser guns on their hands and everything, and they could fit in.
Sculpt some of those.
I'm sure Frank won't mind at all just playing through every one of those encounter sets and twisting his game
we could get
concept to fit whatever we're putting out.
Some of those comprehensive glasses on them.
So. Yes, some comprehensive glasses. Yeah, that I almost had a stroke last time I put those on.
Well,
Here's the glasses.
Oh, here we go. Are you going to put them on again? Oh.
I got to put the...
Oh, my.
You can't resist. Just go ahead and turn them on. Put them on your face.
Have you seen these before, Tom?
I have not.
Oh, they're great.
So this was part of the Reaper Virtual Con, one of the sets.
Oh, yes. Okay, I did see that.
Yeah. And these are, Reaper didn't spare any expense because this is the Luminous Goggles upgrade version. And we have some nice fine models that, I don't know, I don't want to show this too closely, but I'm not sure. They have the goggles on, but I don't know what else they're really doing. But it's not just the upgraded version, it is the upgraded comprehensive edition of the goggles. So, we got the best of the best right here. So, I
did some research on that. The non-comprehensive version only has 3 colors of LEDs.
Oh, and does it not strobe or anything? Because he's all strobed.
No, it's just on all the time. You need the strobing. Like I said, that's what gives you that programming. It's not just strobing; it's programming.
Yeah,
perfect.
There you go. That's with the light off.
Oh yeah, it looks great with the lights off. Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah.
And then it switches.
Wow.
There's some green like that. Yeah.
Anyone else play laser tag in the 90s?
Oh God, I'm done. We were mentioning vomit at the beginning of the show, and I might be closer to that now.
Yeah. That's great. Yeah, well, we don't want to see a return to that peanut butter and ciabatta bread, so why don't you just take those off for now?
Yeah, puke comes to puke.
Just a return appearance of it.
Yeah. So, I don't know. What else you got for us, Tom? Is there anything we missed? You said you had a long list of things you wanted us to talk about. What did we miss?
Oh, I did? I think we talked about, we hit the highlights.
Okay, good. All right, what's in your head? What's your next miniature commission related? Like you woke up and like, I want this next subject matter is something I'd really like to focus on. Something outside of the goblins or the dwarves maybe. Is there something in your head stirring around that you're working on?
Non-GW, don't make it anything from GW.
Yeah.
Let's try to keep the bus away from England again. Fresh idea sculpt. Is there somewhere, is there some avenue you haven't really gone down in subject matter that you're like, I need to do X?
This is a little hard for me to answer because I've actually worked very hard to purge a lot of things. I've been going kind of through a purge with some of the things in my collection and the projects that I had on my plate that I was like accumulating for years and years. I haven't done sci-fi in a long time. Last time I really did it was back when I was still at Megacon Games, and I have had some thoughts for that. I would like to touch back on that again, but it's a little amorphous in my mind still.
Yeah. Well, you can make it a little bit smoother.
Space Pirate is kind of the general focus that I have in my mind.
I would think if it's easier for your transition, maybe a Space Pirate dwarf, and so you can start to feel more comfortable in the dwarves, and then throw some goblins in. Yeah.
Pendrake PG would like to see you do some heraldic beasts.
Oh,
what's a heraldic beast?
Like on a like on a shield or a
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I think maybe the rampant got us going on that topic a little bit. When we said dragon rampant, unicorn rampant.
Yeah. There's one character I've always wanted to sculpt, and I have had this vision for it. I've done a couple little sketches over the years, but I've never finalized it. I want to do like what did I call it? A lion manhunter. I think that's what I call it. He was basically a lion man, but he was a bounty hunter, so he'd be hunting down humans.
Cool.
So that could look pretty cool.
In a post-apocalyptic world.
An evil science fiction Lionel. That's what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Thundercat.
Like
We're just hitting all the good ones today, aren't we? Yeah.
Yeah. Let's get some more buses going on. Yeah. Space Dwarf Captain Hard Rock.
Bobby wants a dragon rampant.
I like that name.
I'm not sure if he wants it sculpted or if he just wants a dragon rampant. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'll leave dragons to others.
Yeah. Pendrake clarifies. Yeah, lion, dragons, rampant things, male griffins, hippogriffs, Greek griffins.
Okay.
Likes griffins.
Okay.
And hippogriffs. So yeah.
There's one creature that I have been interested in sculpting. I saw a illustration of a wolf dragon. It was way back in the day on DeviantArt. I don't even remember the artist that did it, but it was basically like what if it was like a Norse dragon themed after a wolf. It was pretty sweet. I always thought it'd be fun to make something like that. I'm sure
like Fenris turned into a dragon or something like that. Yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah,
that was a neat concept.
Yeah,
but I really like focusing on characters. Typically, Jason, you're just amazing at creatures, and I know there's lots of other people that are as well. But it's just not my forte.
Well, thank you. That's mostly
So
because
maybe-
I'm lousy at characters. So.
You're fine at characters. You're great at characters.
Oh, fantastic.
But yeah, your creatures are just outstanding.
Yeah.
Well, thanks. I'll have to invite you on the show again now. I wasn't gonna, but if you're gonna be so complimentary and so nice, I don't know how we can avoid it.
Well,
I
you
mean,
need to change the title. Yeah,
I know, you just-
Maybe you'll change your mind.
You know, every once in a while you get a guest, and a lot of our guests are like this. You know, they come in and they just class the whole joint up. You know.
Yeah.
And we've been lucky
well, Jason,
in that respect.
Yeah,
We've
set
had
the
some
bar so
clinkers.
low. Yeah,
we've
we
had
set the
some
bar.
clinkers.
Well, our clinkers is when we don't have a guest. It's usually when we have
Yeah.
a guest on, those shows tend to be better. When it's just us two, then it's just a complete train wreck.
Yeah. Yeah, Michael go, hey, you want to just vamp today? And I'm going, no, not really. No, let's have Justin or somebody come on at least. So,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah. Nicest guy on the planet. Yeah. Well, we're a little bit over the hour.
Okay.
Maybe we're going to start wrapping things up. Did you have anything left, Jason? We talked about Reaper Virtual Expo. Everybody go check out Tom's YouTube page for great sculpting tutorials. They're free of charge, aren't they? Do they have to pay for these
absolutely.
sculpting tutorials? So they're free. So no, they're not having to pay at all, right?
This
That's
is
the essence of free.
it's my way of kind of bringing back the whole the Reaper artist cons, or not artist cons.
Right.
Sorry, that's a different thing. That was amazing. But yeah, that and that first sculptors meetup at Gen Con. That's why I started doing these. And so yeah, it's totally free.
And you're
Just
making
trying
new
to-
ones. And you're
Yep.
still making new ones?
Yep.
Hey Justin. Here's somebody that you might want to throw a show on for. You hearing me?
Mm-hmm.
I'm just throwing an idea out there.
I like the idea.
He's got personality, he's not bad looking, and he can sculpt pretty good. So there's some good
I like that
combinations there.
one of the pillars is Tom's attractiveness. Thank you, Michael.
He is. Well, Gene's got a man crush on him, so it made me think about it. I'm like, yeah, I could see what Gene sees.
Classic Gene.
So, yeah, I mean, if Gene's saying something, you got to listen. You're like, why is he thinking that? And you go down that road, and you're like, yeah, Gene's not wrong. So,
No, we know why he's thinking that.
wow, I'm his roomie.
Because he thinks Tom's a nice guy. He thinks Tom's the nicest guy in the world. That's why he's thinking it.
On the planet. Well, I guess world and planet.
On the
might be
planet.
the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, but not on the moon.
Moon's not a planet.
Can't stretch it that far.
Okay. All right. We got the closing music on just to turn it up for Bobby's sake. There we go, Bobby. All right.
This is nice. I like
Michael's
it.
favorite. Yeah.
Yep. Hey, of the crap we have to choose from, this is the cream of the crap to choose from. So.
Oh, that'd be a good name for another show on the Reaper Network. Cream of the crap.
Perfect.
Right. Hey,
Well, let's
who
just
we rating?
change this one. Hell with crow's
Who we
nest.
rating
Let's turn it to cream of the crap.
We will likely be rating Miss Anne with Painting Big.
Ah,
which we,
Painting
shipped out.
Big. Ann
So,
Forrester.
before we
Everybody
do
knows who that is.
Mm-mm.
Thank you, Tom,
Everybody
for coming
jump
out.
in.
Thanks,
Tom,
guys.
thanks.
Yeah,
Good
Tom.
fun.
Yeah,
Thanks a
good
lot.
hanging
we
out
really
again.
appreciate
Great
it.
to see you again.
Yeah.
I'll see you Friday.
Yeah, Friday.
Hope for everybody else.
Thank you
Yeah,
guys.
everybody
Oh,
else.
Yeah.
Keep being awesome, and we will talk
All
to
right.
you guys later.
Bye, everybody. Thanks
Sounds
for
good.
tuning
Bye,
in.
everybody.
Yeah. Bye, everybody. Aaron.